Okay. So, I am hoping to finish day 3 today. It's 7:25 p.m. at the moment, so I think we should be able to comfortably finish day 3. But let me see what was on my to-do list. I think I gained some new to-dos from that conversation with Idiot Doom Spiral. Wash the dirty jacket. Okay, I don't know how to wash the dirty jacket, so we can come back to that. The horrific necktie is getting ready for the end game. For the love of God, do not remove it till the magic happens. Fine! God, horrific necktie is like coercing me into the situation. Rest in peace, you absolutely beautiful sleigh scarf. I just wanted to wear this lovely little scarf, but horrific necktie has to be in it for the long haul, I guess. I'm not allowed to change my neck clothing. Being harassed by my own neck clothing. Okay. Dead body on the boardwalk. I need to go back to Kim's car to call the station. And we still have a couple of traps to check for morale. And we still need to figure out what's going on with the nightclub as well. I'll go back to the nightclub guys later. For right now, I'm going to go back to the Whirling in Rags and give Gart his stuffed bird. And make those calls from Kim's car to report the dead body that we found. Oh, I cannot go that way. That is a barrier. Okay, this looks like an invisible wall, so I can't go that way either. Alright. Oh, I also want to sell some of my tear over at the Freet. So I'll make sure to do that as well. Oh, and I can talk to Joyce because I have my ID now. I should do that too. Okay, so there are a whole bunch of things that I can do back in... back over the bridge. So I'm going to go back over the bridge and do some of those things, basically. Harry, can you not climb a little bit? Thank you. There we go. Alright. Music change. Okay, let me go and sell my crap at the Freet, and then I'll come back down to Kim's car and, oh. 3 T's, how idiomatic. Yeah, that's Freet with 3 T's for some reason. Hello.
Is this about the questions again? Because I don't really know anything.
She puts down the magazine. Okay, so I can exchange that fucking novelty check for some cash. I mean, fingers crossed. I need to exchange this novelty check for cash, give her the novelty check, and gain 25 real. Harry is the character that I'm playing as. Sorry. In the first part of the game, you don't know what his name is, so it took me quite a while to figure it out. And yes, there is voiceover. There is some absolutely fantastic voice acting in this game.
Wow. I didn't know you worked for the Union, sir.
She rolls up the giant novelty check, looks like she's seen it before, and slips it under the counter. Okay, it's interesting. So the Union has some kind of, like, system going on where they can exchange these novelty checks for money?
Anything else I can do for you?
No, you don't work for the Union. The Union works for you by supplying you with cash.
Okay, rhetoric. I don't know about that. Does Freed have a warehouse in the back of the Whirling in Rags?
A warehouse? I don't know. Maybe. I don't really care what for it does.
Kim is with me. Kim is this gentleman with the lovely orange jacket. Come on, give me something to work with here.
She looks up from under her brow.
Fine. Frit doesn't have a warehouse. Just a little back room here. Okay?
She turns back to her magazine without waiting for you to respond. Okay. No, I actually... Do I have to... I thought I could...
A small cabinet on the wall is filled with various medicine bottles, nasal sprays, and blister packs.
Okay, but how do I sell my tear? Is it this?
The tear machine stands in the corner. A sign says, 1 bottle equals 10 cents.
Oh, so tear is like recycling? I'm getting paid to recycle right now?
Your bottles clunk into the machine, and the money appears with a satisfying jingle. You're a richer man now.
Is everybody British in Elysium? No, they are not. There's been a range. So Elysium is quite like a wide world, and we're like in a district of a city in like this wider archipelago in the wider world, and they do a lot of world building about that. But the archipelago where we live, specifically the island that we live on, which I think is called the Insulindian Isola, is seems to be a settler colonial society where people from a country called Sur Claire, which is basically like France, came as settlers and established a country, established like a settler society. That seems to be the impression I've got. So actually a lot of the people are like have French accents, but not all of them. Some of them have British accents, some of them have like there's been English accents, German accents, French accents, etc. But for example, there's also a country called Masque, and they have Spanish accents and they speak Spanish, and yeah, so it's a bit of a mix, as you will see. They really thought it through. Yeah, the world building is like very, very in depth. It's really cool. Okay, well there we go. I gained quite a bit of money from selling my recycling. Wow. Incentivized to recycle through cash. Imagine if we got paid to recycle. Okay. That is a person in a chair. Hello. Oh, I can't talk to them. That was just more tear.
Can I help you?
Hello, Gart. I found a new bird for the whirling. Give him the ruffled grouse.
What is this thing?
That's normal in a lot of European countries. Really? To get paid for recycling? Is it? I hate living in the UK, you guys. I mean, I know that Europe sucks too, but it sucks like marginally less than England. It's no biggie. I just thought it would look nice on the wall. I'm that kind of cop.
What, the interior decorating kind?
Yes.
You know, I'm sorry. This is actually a nice bird. A competent piece of taxidermy.
He inspects the bird somewhat suspiciously, then mellows.
I can fix it to the plaque and have a new bird in the establishment, I guess. So, I don't know. Thank you. I'm gonna go with thank you.
You don't get paid, you pay extra when buying the drink. Oh, what do you mean you pay extra when buying? Like, a bottle of Coke can be 23 KR. What's KR? Because I know that obviously not all countries are euros, but kroner, okay. Like, not all European countries are in the Eurozone. Swedish crown, that's what a kroner is. Okay, thank you for explaining that, Lesbian Pain. A bottle of Coke can be 23 kroner for the drink and 2 kroner for the bottle, and if I recycle the bottle, I get the 2 kroner back. Ah. Like they're holding the 2 kroner as insurance. Yeah, that's an interesting model. I mean, I guess incentivizing people to recycle and making a system that is like friendly to recycling is a good thing.
People just don't know how to accept gifts, especially taxidermy. He likes it. He likes the bird. It solves his broken bird problem.
I feel good about our work here today. It's all about the little things, like bringing people random stuffed animals.
I guess in a way it's like, so over here they started charging money for like plastic shopping bags, so if you bring your own bags then you like save money. And I usually bring my own bags, so kind of like when you 2 pence or whatever in a supermarket cart and you get it back when you dock. Yeah, or like that, yeah.
It's not actually about that, but he liked it.
Okay, I guess that Kim somehow enjoyed that. Goodbye. I don't have to talk to Gart about my bill because I'm not fucking staying here tonight. If I'm here, I may as well try to talk to Titus again.
Looks like the circus left town, but the clowns are still here.
It's very pretty. I love the art and I love the level designs and environments and just everything about this game visually. Sound design, music. It's so good all around. Okay, still not looking amazing for my chances on passing this check, but it's a lot better than it was before, so I'm going to try another authority check. Worst case scenario, I can come back and do this again. Roll for authority.
This time it's
Back.
going to work. You already ruled out the first bad option that didn't.
And what exactly all the while?
Fascia. That's short for fascist.
Of course you have.
Callie said they've been trying to set up a race rally. What? Sure they...
Get the fuck.
What happened?
Sorry, I had this
What's going on?
conversation before,
Are you-
so I'm just... I'm going to try that again later. Yeah, I skipped through that because I'd had that conversation before because I'd failed that authority check before. Well... There we go. Now, what else did I want to do around here? I'm gonna talk to Joyce because I found my ID and therefore I should be able to get some information from her that she wouldn't give me unless I either did her a favor or she saw my ID. Hello, Margaret Thatcher.
Good. What can I help you with?
Show her your badge. I found my badge, by the way.
I love you did.
She inspects the piece of blue plastic, her eyes scanning from left to right.
Fast, observantly, like an electronic printer. She is memorizing your badge number.
Pleased to meet you, Lieutenant W. Freighter Dubois. I am glad to see a man of high qualification. The situation is precarious. What can I help you with, Lieutenant Freighter?
How about you share your information on the lynching, now that you've seen his badge?
The goalposts have moved, Lieutenant. In the absence of the badge, I have informed my employer there will be a probe. I cannot rescind that promise. To my knowledge, the drivers are still at the roundabout. I will tell you everything I know when you've finished with them.
This was your plan all along.
My plan is to share information. The only way to do that now is by telling my employers you've kept your end, which I hope you will, because let me tell you, we are in dire waters.
Meaning, the information she has will raise the stakes in this game.
The sooner the probe is finished, the sooner I can share crucial information with you. Now, is there anything I can do for you in the meanwhile? Tea, perhaps?
She's so fucking sly. Let's try asking about the tattoos again.
That's the man who was killed. I'm afraid this is a discussion for once we've cleared the lynching question.
Fine.
Better not tie the fourth day to the backstay on this.
She wants to answer the question.
Fucking useless, Joyce. I hate you. Not tea. Indeed. No tea for us. Okay, we're just gonna go to Kim's Kinema and make some phone calls in that case. Oh, there we go. No, no! My god. There we go.
Inside, you see a set of steering levers, a radio microphone, a pull-out toolbox, and the soft glow of the fuel preheater gauge.
Pick up the radio again.
This is Precinct 57. How may I assist you?
Okay, so... I need to report a dead body on the Martinez boardwalk.
One moment.
You can hear her shuffling through some papers.
Can you please describe the body? Age, sex, cause of death?
An unidentified middle-aged man. Looks like he slipped, fell through a hole in the boardwalk, and hit his head against the metal bench.
The man was about 173 centimeters tall, stout, with dark hair and a mustache. We suspect he might have been inebriated when he slipped. There were bottles all around him, and traces of vomit on his shirt.
Any signs of violence?
No, it seems like it was an accident.
No field autopsy necessary.
She repeats.
What about his belongings? Did you examine his clothes?
He was wearing boots, trousers, and an old leather jacket with a bright blue lining. I found a library card from his pockets.
Any information on the library card?
It's from Central Jamrock Public Library. It belongs to someone named Billy Mejean.
Good. You have a lead. Do you and Lieutenant Kitsuragi want to take the case, or should I assign it to someone else?
We're taking the case.
I have assigned the case to Lieutenant Kitsuragi. Please follow up on this library lead to identify the man. We'll send someone to take the body to the morgue. That's all for now. Thank you for reporting in. Is there anything else I can do for you?
Connect me to Jamrock Public Library.
I'm afraid they're closed. It says here that the library is open from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m.
We should try again during business hours.
Fine, okay, we'll call the library in the morning.
Anything else, detective?
That's everything, I think. Thanks, Alice.
57, over and out.
In the cabin, you see a set of...
Okay, cool. I'm trying to think if there's anything else I wanted to do in this area. Dead body on the boardwalk, so yeah, I gotta call the library in the morning. Still don't know how to wash the dirty jacket, but... Evrart, okay. I can talk to him about the... Oh, don't I have to post something? This is a mailbox, right?
The
There we go.
Mailbox greets you with its graffito and bullet holes in the front.
Thank you for reminding me, lesbian pain. Okay. I knew we'd get to use this mailbox for something.
Yes, for sending
Drop the white envelope into the mailbox.
You drop the white envelope in the darkness. It lands with a soft thud on what sounds like a couple of letters. Probably did the right thing. You can't trust that slug, Evrart. You know he's going to play you.
He is a slug, it's so true.
Alright, let's go back to Evrart. If we don't mention anything to him, he won't know before it's too late.
Okay, yeah, there we go. Now we gotta report to the slug. Again, I think it's a testament to, I mean, there's a lot of stuff I like about this game, but one of the many testaments to, like, the quality of the writing is that, like, I really have no clue how to feel about Evrart at this stage. I just feel like there's something wrong. There's something that I don't trust.
An imposing combination of a punch clock and a payphone is looking down at you from the wall. A note on the side says...
Didn't mean to click on that. I just have a bad feeling. I don't trust him, but, like, you know, as the game progresses, you have to kind of, like, unravel the mystery and figure out what's going on and whether you should trust him or not. And yeah, it's just very well done. Like, a composite eye of halogen lights watches you, emitting a low buzz. It's just like the intrigue of it is so, it's so well written. I feel like that pull to figure out what's going on. I mean, partly because I've like been able to have the time, or like I've, you know, been taking time off sick and stuff like that, but it's part of the reason why I've been able to stream so much. But also I've been wanting to stream so much because I'm so into this game. That's not a fishing rod, is it? Oh, I don't know. I can't see what you're talking about, Harry. Anyway, let's talk to Evrart, I guess.
Mr. Dubois, I hear the meeting with Titus was a glowing success. That's such a relief. Titus can be a handful sometimes.
It was decidedly not a glowing success. I don't know where you got that news.
Now, what can Evrart Claire do for you today?
It's done. I mailed the signatures you asked me to. Mail.
The Golden Boy returns once more. Wonderful. Simply wonderful, Harry. My friend, the mailman, confirms the letter is on its way. You've done a great thing today. You've given the children of Martinez a future and proven to be a true man of the left. I can finally trust you now.
Okay, I don't know if you are the person that should be judging whether or not anyone is a true man of the left, but whatever.
You're in my inner circle. You too, Mr. Kitsuragi. We can talk about anything. The strike, the murder, your lost gun, nothing is off the table.
Okay. Well, I'm glad I tricked him. I feel like I finally got one up on him. And I was feeling quite, I wasn't feeling very good about where we were in terms of, like, it feeling like he had me wrapped around his finger.
Oh, Bratan, you play the old man like a three-string banjo. He has no idea.
So true, horrific necktie.
Better not to gloat, sire. 'Tis arrogance that gives the play away. Be subtle.
Oh, okay. I don't know if I should say this, because I think it will give the game away, and I don't want to do that. But I can say the signatures I got, I know you plan to force them out with the construction noise. So it was that he said that he wanted to build a youth center in the fishing village, but it was to kind of forcibly displace the people who lived in the fishing village with the construction noise for some reason. Again, no real idea how. Like, well, not how, like, why. Sorry. Can I get my gun now?
Harry, I've got to be honest with you. Your gun was found 2 days ago. Withholding this information weighed heavily on me, but it had to be done.
I want to say you bastard, but again, I'm trying to play the long game here. Fine. Where is it?
An old woman has it, and let me tell you, Harry, word on the street is she's a character, so watch out.
This must be the woman who bought the gun from Roy, the one he described as terrifying.
An old woman has it. Which old woman? I've met a few old women, so... Maybe it's that random old woman that, like, we talked to one time and then couldn't really talk to again. And Kim was like, we have no reason to talk to her, and now it's going to be like, this is our reason to talk to her. So the gun's still with the woman who brought it from Roy.
Yes, the same one. I see you've done your research. The pawn shop made the gun easy to track. Crazy stuff, Harry. Selling your gun like that? Wild. Anyway...
He smiles and shakes his head in wonderment.
Union Boy's gonna help you fix it. He winks at you. Don't worry, Harry.
The neighbors of this old woman contacted my men because they trust me and the Debarders Union. Apparently, she was waving it around at the entrance to her building.
Interesting. Well, the cleaning lady from the apartment building was waving a gun around earlier, but it looked like a rifle, and I'm assuming that I have a standard issue police officer, like, handgun. I don't know, like, the first thing about guns, like, and, like, models and makes of guns, but I know the difference between a handgun and a rifle. So before we get any further, like, a handgun.
Waving the gun around doesn't sound good. None of this does.
Who is this old woman?
Unfortunately, I don't know anymore. You're gonna have to go in blind, Harry. But she's an old lady. How dangerous can she possibly be? Oh, and she calls herself the Pig.
I mean, there's some badass old ladies out there, Evrart.
There it is again. The pigs. Like Roy said. Not good.
She calls herself the Pigs. Okay, interesting. So what, she's marching around pretending that she's the police? With like a police officer's gun? What's going on?
I, for one, find it refreshing. Finally, someone calls themselves a pig.
A smile flickers in the corner of his mouth. Okay, Kim. Such complicated feelings about Kim. In some ways I like Kim, and in other ways he's such a fucking cop.
It actually sounds extremely bad, but let's not give him the satisfaction.
She was waving it around at people?
As I said, she's a character. I didn't have time for details. It sounds like she's unstable, but don't worry. No one got hurt.
It sounds like a very disturbed and desperate individual.
Okay. Can you set up a meeting?
I already have. Tonight, starting 10 o'clock, near the old fish market on the coast. The one on the boardwalk, a little past the fishing village. Be careful, Harry. I would never set you up for anything dangerous, but you did ask for this. Now, back to the fun stuff.
On the boardwalk a little past the fishing village at 10 p.m. Okay.
She will be there from 2200 hours till 0200 hours.
More fun stuff. Seems like we already have fun stuff to do.
Okay, well I can do a bit round here until around that time because my new lodgings are in the fishing village, so... Okay. Did you order the hanged man killed?
I did not, Harry. Although I am very, very glad he's dead.
What do you gain from him being dead?
Why, a war, of course.
And what do you have to gain from a war?
Victory, Mr. Kitsuragi. I have victory to gain. We are going to start a war with the Wild Pines group and win before they even realize there is a war.
They're trained military people. Aren't you afraid for your men?
Harry, we outnumber them 1,500 to 1. And that's just Martin Ames. With all the unions in Revachol, and with public opinion on our side, we can hold off 2 men. Or 15 men. Or even 50 men.
Interesting. Look, it's, again, this is like quite complicated and I'm not sure how to feel about some of this because I'm all for class war, but this union is weird vibes. The union is weird vibes. Evrart is weird vibes. I gotta chew on it.
The more they send, the worse it's going to look for them. They made a huge mistake hiring those guys. No one likes foreign mercenaries. The leftists hate them, the fascists hate them, even the moralists think they're in bad taste.
Yeah, probably true. I mean, probably true that everybody hates mercenaries, but then again, like... They exist because the fascists and the moralists more so are hiring them, so...
Harry, there is no strike, only war. Class war. Or, in business terms, a dawn raid. Or wait. Is that when you still pay them something? Because we won't do that. We're not going to give nothing. We're going to take Terminal B away from them. The roads, the gates, the containers, that big crane, even the damn coffee maker. We're going to take all of it for the people, and fuck Wild Pines.
Listen, on paper, that sounds good. But are you going to take all of it for the people? Again, it's like, I mean, I guess especially since the information about the fishing village, right? It's like, on paper, you're saying that you want class war and you want to, like, steal everything from Wild Pines and redistribute it to people, but then you have this, like, sneaky, like, plan where you're deciding to, like, supposedly build a youth center in the middle of, like, a poor fishing village that's, like, going to displace people from that village because of the construction noise and it being a huge, like, obstruction in the middle of the village, like in the middle of a main road. Like, what's going on there? You know, I just don't trust it.
So that's why you haven't let Joyce in?
Yes. It's also why I let that midget Gaumont go. He's too nice. I can't put him through this. Plus, he knows how to get in here. That woman can't tell her tits from her arsehole. She has no chance.
Okay, well, no need to say that. Why are you telling me your plans?
Because we're friends, Harry. Besides, it doesn't matter now. You can go tell her if you want. It won't change the course of events. We have a significant head start. It's already happening.
If you were an ultra-liberal, you could say you don't hate them, as in you don't hate Wild Pines, and then Evrart would then say the R-slur. Fuck. How many of you guys are in the union?
2,372. Plus yours truly, of course.
Oh, hate foreign mercenaries. Right. I mean, I guess that I'm assuming that there's, like, something about the foreign element that's maybe more charged than I was giving credit for, whereas I was emphasizing the mercenary element.
2,373 is a sizable contingent for a labor organization in Revachol. And they're all well motivated, at least the ones you've seen.
How are you going to fund your new independent harbour?
Oh, you mean what sort of goods are going to be flowing through? How am I going to replace all the contacts we'll lose once the poo-poo hits the fan? The clients will ditch us. Harry, we've thought of everything.
Clients would take a well-known multinational conglomerate over a local mobster any day.
Okay. I mean, you're asking the questions, but you're not answering the questions. How are you gonna deal with that? Everything?
We've been running back channel negotiations with all the major clients. I think the company will be unpleasantly surprised to see how many of them stay loyal to Martinez and to the new competitive contracts we can offer.
Okay, so the idea is to wage class war on Wild Pines to seize the means of production of, like, the Martinez dock and to operate as some kind of cooperative that continues to deal with shipping clients. The thing is, based on the way that all of this has been operating and the way Evrart in particular operates, I feel that what is actually going to happen is that they're going to push out Wild Pines, but Evrart is going to become some kind of basically, like, capitalist employer of his own, just based on what he's been doing and how he's been running things, right? So again, it seems all, like, quite hypocritical and quite shady to me. And I'd also be very curious about who Wild Pines currently has contracts with, the contacts that they would intend to continue dealing with, because it's a shipping company, right? And shippings and logistics are, I talked about this in an earlier stream a little bit, but those kind of companies can be involved in some pretty shady shit, man. Like they can ship some pretty shady shit, and I'm talking about like arms and weapons. And my question is, like, how would their like client portfolio potentially change, like if they were really moving towards like becoming a completely worker-led dock workers like cooperative? It's, yeah, again, it's like there's a lot that I can sympathize with, but I feel that Evrart is somehow lying and somehow hijacking things, and that it's just gonna become kind of a replication of the same system but with Evrart in charge, rather than like actually like a worker run co-op that is doing something like materially and ethically different to like what the company is just currently doing. We'll see how it plays out, but that's what my feeling is at the moment. Okay, Fwoosh has redeemed a stretch, and you can't see me because my camera is off, but I will do a little stretch off camera. Ugh. Okay, I actually really appreciate it. Actually, that's a very, very needed stretch, so thank you. Yeah, that's the feeling I have about this at the moment. Let's see what he says.
With renewed zeal sparked by communal ownership, the men will be shipping those containers double time. You'll be surprised to see how fast things go without parasites latching on. We'll have our hands free to pursue bold, exotic new revenue streams.
See, those are all red flags. What do you mean the men will be shipping those containers double time? Why are you going to be working them harder than the exploitative logistic company is already working them? You would be surprised to see how fast things go without parasites. Like, you want things to go faster. You're the parasite. We'll have our hands free to pursue bold, exotic new revenue streams. He's a capitalist. That's what he is. That's what he is. Sorry, I feel like it's finally like coming together in my head. He wants control. And he's pretending to be a communist, and he's manipulating everyone. I think that's what's happening here.
That's drugs.
Drug trafficking.
Drug trafficking? Don't be stupid, Mr. Kitsuragi. There are perfectly legal, 100% ethical chemical factories on the Samaran Isola. You don't need to be colonialist about it.
Just throw the word colonialist around.
All they do is produce components to keep the pharmaceutical industry running. That's people's health we're talking about. Old grannies, little babes, people with disabilities.
Wow, so this guy says the R slur, but he uses people first instead of social model first disability language. There's a lot going on. Okay. That's just the top of the iceberg, though, isn't it?
The company thinks transporting these chemicals in bulk looks bad, has bad optics, may be illegal in some countries. The Debarders Union, however, we're all about the large volume column. We're gonna transport the living daylights out of those materials, Harry. So your sick kid can get his Benefed, and your wacky uncle doesn't have to come off risperazole.
Benefed is a children's cold medicine, usually apricot flavored, and risperazole is used to treat severe psychosis.
Apricot really is a motif. I think Lalin pointed this out last stream.
And the kids on the street can get speed and pyrrolidone.
I'm an old-fashioned guy, Mr. Kitsuragi. I sometimes grab a beer with the boys, but I have no idea about the things you just mentioned. But if I were to supply ingredients for some sort of rainbow party, I would make sure the Union took a fantastic share. And I'd keep that stuff far away from Martinez.
He's basically admitting to it.
This is crazy. I don't know if I have an opinion at this stage. I have to admit that's a well to put together a plan and far removed from you, or makes sense to regulate the drug trade like this, keeps it out of more dangerous hands. I don't really want to say that because I don't fucking trust his hands. Like, I think he just wants to make money off of drugs. I don't think he has any interest in kind of like safe or regulated like drug distribution. That's a whole other conversation. But I don't, it seems to me that there's like that certain drugs or many drugs are like criminalized in Martinez. And obviously because of like the scale of this operation, we're not talking about like policy change that would decriminalize drugs and reinvest in like harm reduction. This is just about like making money off of drugs by basically organizing like a coup within the company. This is a lot. Okay. Well, I'm just gonna keep it cool and say interesting stuff. I just want to solve this murder, okay?
You know why you're such a good detective, Harry? You don't get sidetracked. You care about the people you're supposed to protect, not some systems that may or may not be unethical.
You are a fucking slimeball.
Anyway, let's not focus on the sensationalism of the drug trade. This hypothetical drug trade is all anyone ever seems to be interested in. It would only be a small part of the harbour's turnover, just like the harbour is, but a small part of Martinez.
So is there a trade or isn't there?
Let's look at the big picture. Martinez as a whole. There are little girls out there with dreams of making music. Young mothers who want to start businesses. Models who want to walk catwalks and steel welders who want to weld steel. I'm going to unite them all into one economic body. We're going to incorporate this place to Kingdom Come. Everyone's going to be in on the wealth, and everyone's going to pull their weight.
I don't know if this is from each according to their ability to, each according to their needs, my friend. I think this is all about you making money for you. I don't feel like he is doing good things for the working man. I don't believe it. I don't believe it. Honestly, it's not my place to judge or express an opinion. Not to sound like a centrist, but I don't feel like I'm aligned with any of these at the moment.
Harry, the length you're willing to go to keep your nose clean is remarkable. You will always have a warm bed in Mr. Claire's household, my friend, and a special place in the future of Martinez.
He stares at you lovingly. Can I ask you about specific union members?
We're way past specific union members now. This is the big time. We're talking about the future of Revachol here, Harry.
His eyes are shining.
You can bother Leonard with that. He loves to run his mouth on such matters. But I'm in big time mode, Harry.
Of course you are. Too good to talk about specific union members. Too big of a man.
There's something different about him now. He's more vibrant, more alive in his big-time mode.
Okay, fuck it. I'm gonna ask him about the construction noise. The signatures I got, I know you plan to force them out with the construction noise.
Harry, by now you should know I would never do anything tricky like that. However, If the construction noise and limited street access makes some people consider moving, well, let's just say there'll be freshly renovated buildings near the roundabout where those poor people can finally enjoy a significant uptick in quality of life. I'm talking real affordable workers' palaces.
You're talking about gentrifying a neighborhood and displacing its residents to create, like, luxury housing. That's gentrification. That's capitalism. You're a fucking hypocrite. You're a liar. You're a hypocrite. Oh my god. He's awful.
He proudly spreads his hands to demonstrate the size of the palaces. They're very large.
So the village is doomed.
The lieutenant says grimly.
You were there. You saw the place. A wasteland. There's nothing left. But mark my words, officers. We are going to reset it.
Oh, I'm so angry.
Reset. I have big plans for Martinez, and they do not include humans living in those pig sheds on the coast. That land will be used for municipal buildings and commerce.
Oh my god.
Harry, imagine a youth centre supermarket church complex, employing hundreds, no, thousands of people. The coast will be lit up with enterprise and life. All those ruins out there turned into low-income housing. Harry, enough is enough. We're taking this district back. The war was 50 years ago, for God's sake. It's time to move on.
How do I take both him and Joyce down? How do I send them both to hell, where they belong? Youth supermarket church complex? Do you really expect me to believe that?
Yes, I do. I got the centre, I got room for a retail complex, and in 4 years, I'll get the church too. The wheels are already turning, Harry. The wheels of progress. This post-war limbo, I won't stand for it. There are kids practically playing with their own feces out there. It cannot go on.
The wheels of progress. But this is literally like neoliberal, like, propaganda language. You're evil. You're evil. I hate you. Ugh. I'm trying to be normal right now, but I'm so angry about this.
There is true indignation in his voice when he speaks about the state of things, and even a touch of pain.
Fucking hell. Fucking hell. Joyce was right when she said you were up to something. The worst person I know had a point.
Damn right I am, Harry. I'm gonna make the working man as rich as she is one day. That's my job. Just like yours is to keep...
That is not what communism is! That is not what communism is. Oh my god, he's just a capitalist. He's just a filthy, lying scumbag who wants to make money. That's what he is. And he's co-opting Marxist language, and he's exploiting the workers in his personal wars so that he can make his own personal kingdom off of a coup in this company and the gentrification of poor fishing villages. This is fucking insane. This is fucking insane. Oh my god. I'm trying to be calm. Breathe. I'm trying to breathe.
Great, Harry, great. I think we have truly built a bridge between Martinez and Jamrock today. We have united the RCM and the Debarders Union.
Suddenly there's sadness in his tone.
This has been so great. I'm sorry we don't have more fun things to do together, but if you ever feel like bouncing something off me, my door is always open.
I'm gonna leave now, but we might talk again later. Jesus fucking Christ. Hi, Lalin. Incredible timing. Yeah, I'm sure that if you were here for the last few minutes, that you probably got a good sense of how the game is going. I'm feeling a lot of feelings about that. Anger, mostly. The oh my god, Evrart is a shithead realization hath indeed come. Shithead is putting it mildly. Fucking hell. Let's talk to Leo a quick second, actually.
Oh, hey, mister. I knew you'd be back to talk with old Leo here. Yes, I did. Yes, I did. It's like Lady Larice said when she opened a bathhouse in the basement of my apartment building. They can only get so far before they're aching to get back. And lots of folk really did keep coming back.
I had some questions for you if it's not much trouble.
No trouble at all, mister. No trouble at all. It's like that old saying goes, wisdom withers if not shared. And old Leo is always up for sharing.
Leo, you seem to know everyone around here. I want to ask about someone.
Mr. Evrart doesn't really want me to talk to people about union guys. But who did you want to talk about?
Tell me about Evrart.
I'd best not. I mean, I could, but I don't think Mr. Evrart would like it very much. You better ask him yourself, mister.
If anything, the ever-present smile on Leo's face gets even warmer. Tell me about Renee.
The night guard. Ooh, he's a peculiar fellow. He's the strong, silent type, you could say. We talk all the time, but I don't really know much about him. He plays petanque with my old human studies teacher, Mr. Martin, down at the plaza. I think he's the only fellow who actually knows old Renee. They lived on the same street their entire lives. Even dated the same girl on and off for as long as I can remember. Strange fellows. Mr. Martin was always real nice to me in school. I remember once.
Gaston was your human studies teacher?
Mr. Martin, yes. Don't really remember much about him. I was just a boy back then.
Oh, whoops. That was an accident, and now I'm running out of healing items. Tell me about Titus.
Oh, Titus is a longshoreman through and through. He was born on a boat, they say. His veins are probably filled with salt water, I tell you. Nice, friendly sort, old Titus is.
Tell me about Measurehead.
Whoa, he's really something. He doesn't talk much to me usually, but when he does, I don't really understand most of what he's saying. Actually, I don't think he would like me running my mouth about him like that. Once he said he's a dragon to this mob fellow who came picking a fight with some union men. I think he really believes Jean-Luc was a dragon because he ran right off. Another time he almost killed another guy, but I shouldn't talk about that.
Tell me about Manana.
He's a union man through and through. Good guy. He's very calm, laid back, doesn't do much, talks to Evrart sometimes. Honestly, I don't know what he does for us, but it must be important because everybody likes him. Yes, they do. I think that's what he does. He makes everyone feel a little better.
Oil for the wheels. Much needed in stressful times like these.
Tell me about this Edgar guy you keep mentioning.
Mr. Edgar is Mr. Evrart's brother. He looks a bit younger, he does, but a very smart fellow. Very smart fellow indeed. He's away on some union business. Not even in Revershaw, they say.
Don't interrupt, Leo.
All kinds of places he visits. Him and his brother both do when they're on a vacation. Right now, it's Mr. Evrart's turn to look after the union. But last year he spent a whole winter in South Safra. Left with the first autumn rains and didn't come back before the trees were green again.
South Safra. A lot of bulk chemical manufacturing going on there. A lot of cargo shipments being made too.
Sure, mister. What can Leo do for you?
There's a fan theory about him and his twin brother switching places throughout the whole game. Okay, that's interesting. I mean, it's an interesting theory. I guess I'd wonder how much... Yeah, I feel like at the moment I feel like I don't know how much that would add to the narrative, but like in terms of the themes and so on, but I guess it would be fun.
You're back before the cargo container. Its draw has not lessened since you were last here. If anything.
Okay, well, I would need to put more points in rhetoric to do that, so... Welp. I would say perhaps we will get more information about Evrart as the game continues, but currently my feelings about Evrart are quite simple.
This is the Night Watchman's booth. The name on the door reads, René Arnaud.
Yeah, I think the situation and the writing is like very complex and very good, but I feel like that character feels like... I don't want to judge prematurely, but I feel like everything has just really clicked into place for me about that character, and I feel like it's just suddenly very clear to me. At least that's how it feels. Hold the thought though. So this is where Renee works. I'm gonna look around.
If you must. But please hurry. We are pretty easy to spot up here.
Nothing incriminating catches your eye. The cabinets are clean and their sparse contents meticulously organized. There's a framed photograph on the table.
Take the picture.
It's a black and white photo of a young couple out in a street fair. The man, René, is dressed in a Royal Carabinier uniform. The girl is young and very pretty. She is smiling playfully at the camera. René looks like he's about to smile. This photo must be tied to some good memories.
Why did you take that picture of René?
I'm gonna ask him about it.
You're really interested in that old soldier. Not sure I understand your fascination, but sure, as long as it doesn't take up a whole lot of time.
Clearly a lot of bottles here, so... So much tear. Too much tear, too little time. This is... Yeah. I mean, litter picking is labor, so... being compensated for my labor is a good thing. My labor that is not being a cop. Ooh, what was that? Photo of a happy couple. That's René and his girlfriend, I guess. La Fumée, Volume 1, Number 4. The leading intellectual organ of Martinet's communism offers a radical Mazovian perspective on a range of contemporary issues. The cover features a stylized portrait of the King Fristle with a pair of white antlers growing out of his head. So, for people who weren't here in previous streams, Mazov is basically Marx in this world, and so Mazovian means Marxist, and the symbol of communism is inverted 5-pointed star and a pair of antlers for some reason.
The front of this quarterly journal features a large satirical portrait of the late King Frisell. From the sides of his head, a pair of white antlers spread to the corners of the cover.
Why Frisell?
Because Frisell was incompetent, foolish, and cruel. In short, the embodiment of everything the communards wished to overthrow. It's satire, you see.
I see. Flip through the pages, see what catches your eye.
To your disappointment, there aren't any full-color pictures to direct your attention. Just column after column of closely set text, interrupted occasionally by little doodles. in black and white.
Me and my tear bag against the world, absolutely.
After rifling the pages with your thumb several times, you return to the table of contents. The magazine is divided into several sections. International development, Kunst und Kultur, and local concerns. Just inside the cover, there's also an editor's note.
Okay, what's the editor's note?
Comrade, as you know, this journal takes its name from Mazov's immortal expression, Du cristal à la fumée. This was his way of describing the way the rigid, crystalline structures of capitalist ideology turned to smoke under communism. But, like the structures of capitalist ideology, we too are at risk of going à la fumée. Unlike many publications which are content to spoon-feed their readers reassuring drivel, La Fumée is committed to telling the radical truth, even when that truth may drive away potential subscribers.
Interesting.
Only 4 issues in, and it sounds like they've already alienated their readership. So please, if you value our radical Mazovian perspective on contemporary politics, culture, and international affairs, please consider subscribing today. Yours in struggle, the editors.
Play it cool, pretend everything's in order.
You flip back to the front of the magazine. The table of contents unfolds before you.
I want to catch up on international developments.
This section includes a long, tedious critique of the latest round of free trade negotiations between the EPIS nations and the Free State of Semenine. You also skip over an article about heavy fuel oil smuggling along the Messina border, something about bear wrestling in Samara, book riots in Yugograd. Face it, you really aren't interested in foreign affairs. You're not even sure where most of these countries are. You flip back to the front of the magazine. The table of contents unfolds before you.
I've said it before and I'll say it again. I could really do with just like a map of the world to help me visualize where some of these countries are. Hades is added as a mobile game on Netflix Games. Damn. I haven't played that game yet, and I wonder how similar mobile version is the original. I haven't played Hades yet either, so... But what's it doing on Netflix Games? What is Kunst und Kultur?
It takes a moment, but gradually it dawns on you that Kunst und Kultur must mean arts and culture. Why they decided to title this one section in Balda is beyond me.
Yeah, the map thing is... I am surreal for that. Like, when I'm reading, like, a big epic sci-fi or fantasy book, I really rely on the map printed in the front of the book and refer back to it at various pages while I'm reading. Like, while I'm trying to internalize, like, the world. You know what I mean? Very important to me. I need the visual references. Maps are really helpful for learning. I love a good map. I really love a good map. It has to be said. It has to be said. And sometimes I don't think that we get good enough geography education in school. But maps are important, dude. Why does nobody know where any countries are or anything about the world they live in? That's a whole other rant. But anyway, the visual reference is helpful. I like the visual reference of a map when I'm trying to get into a fantasy world.
It evokes a sense of recognition and fellowship among those privileged enough to understand.
Fiction books having a map in the beginning is chef's kiss. Absolutely agree.
As you leaf through this section, you come across several reviews of recent radio plays, as well as a brief artist spotlight featuring a local artist identified only as CS. The main feature, though, is a long essay titled Tip Top Tournée, a critical Mazovian perspective.
Cool. This is where we, Game Assist, would be in this magazine.
The Tip Top Tournée is an inter-Isolari racing series, mostly known for its high speeds, ludicrous sponsorship deals, and high death toll.
F1.
In Revachol is held quadrennially on the prestigious Zero Carousel racing circuit.
Yeah, that sounds like Formula 1. I don't really know anything about car racing, but that's what it sounds like to me. Read the profile of CS.
This so-called artist spotlight is really just a brief Q&A, made all the briefer by the subject's evident hostility to her interviewer.
Interesting.
That certainly sounds like a certain delinquent youth who likes to harass you from her balcony.
Cindy Skull! We gotta ask Cindy Skull about this. Alright, let's see what these communists have to say about Tip Top.
You think you're settling in for a relaxing recap of the most recent season, maybe sprinkled with some nice anecdotes about a few of the more colourful drivers. Instead, you find yourself skimming a 10,000-word feature about all the politically problematic aspects of Tip Top touring.
What's wrong with the Tip Top?
Where to even start? For one, there's the crass commercialism of its sponsorships, and then there's the practically criminal emphasis on deadly motor crashes. So, all of it, basically.
Cindy Skull is metal as hell. I'll try to have a chat with Cindy Skull today so that you can see her. Who wrote this stuff?
Oddly enough, this article has 2 bylines. Nasteb Encolada Bernal and Exilus Buka.
What interesting names.
There's no way those are real names.
Why aren't they real names?
Have you ever met anyone named Exilus? Come on, they're plainly pseudonyms. More than that, they're likely anagrams.
I know, we all know what's so bad about sponsorships and motor crashes, but I guess I have to ask these questions. What's so bad about sponsorships?
Under capitalism, the article says, every pursuit has its price. Every pleasure, even one as elemental as the joy of racing others around a track, is reduced to an advertising opportunity. Thus, the so-called tournée becomes a competition between increasingly meaningless brand signifiers. Your discount laundry detergent racing against a pack of Astra cigarettes, or even a fritter.
Yeah, that sounds like Formula One to me, and I think that is a valid critique of Formula One. It's part of the reason why I don't give a single shit about Formula One and think that car racing is an insane thing to be into. Right, but then you get to see them crash. Yeah, it's something that I personally really don't understand. I mean, like, I guess, like, if anyone has contrary opinions to me about this, I'd be curious to hear them, but it's interesting because this is reminding me of a movie that I think I saw a year or two ago now that I probably found to be one of the most, like, challenging and, like, unsettling movies I've ever seen, which is saying a lot because I love a challenging and unsettling movie, and I've seen a lot of movies that I would say fit that description. I guess I just love to be uncomfortable, I don't know. But it's what I'm thinking of is Crash, directed by David Cronenberg, not the other Crash. David Cronenberg's Crash. David Cronenberg's Crash is based on a book, but it's about, like, these people who have a fetish community where their shared fetish is essentially, like, watching cars crash. So basically, like, they get off on seeing car crashes and then they, like, have sex. And sometimes they, like, put themselves in these, like, very dangerous situations. And what I found very powerful about that movie is that it feels like it explores alienation and objectification in such a powerful way. That's the best way I can describe it. Like, I think it's actually, like, a really great movie in that sense. Like, I found it very unsettling, very, like, unsettling to watch in that sense. Like, I feel like it just depicts, like, people who are so, like, so alienated from themselves and each other and just see themselves as, like, sexual objects in the way, and just, like, expose each other and themselves to, like, such crazy violence just to, like, feel something and get off on it. It's very thought-provoking, though. This is the thing, it's very thought-provoking. It's, like, disturbing and unsettling, but it's, like, it's a good-ass movie. It's like, Yeah. I don't know how much I'm selling it, Foosh. You don't seem like you're sold on that. But that's what I'm, like, reminded of right now. Hi, Lost and Fairy. Thanks for stopping by. Hope you're doing okay. Yeah, sorry. So this cultural commentary about, like, watching Formula One and, like, watching, like, basically just, like, getting a rush off of, like, watching car crashes and stuff is reminding me of that movie. That's what I'm saying.
And that precisely is what's problematic about it. Were it not for the promise of random, spectacular violence, audiences would quickly lose interest.
This sounds like a good article. I think it's a good critique.
At the end of the day, it's the destruction of these 750,000 real races that you're really watching for.
The movie is Crash, directed by David Cronenberg. I want to say that he made it in the 80s or the 90s. He's had a very long, a very prolific film career. And he's a fantastic director. Like, I'm a huge fan of, like, some of his work. Yeah, body horror mostly. He does... Crash isn't, like, body horror necessarily, but I guess it's, like, in the realm of that. Because it is very much about, like, bodies and the relationships between bodies. But I guess that's, like, explored in a slightly different way to some of his other work. You're right, I really am just in it for the violence.
You see, one cannot avoid the conclusion that Tip Top Tourney is simply the apotheosis of spectacular entertainment under capitalism.
Yeah, well, yeah, they got a point. Kim, did you know Tip Top Tourney is actually an orgiastic ritual of capitalist destruction? I had no idea. This is literally, like, beat for beat kind of what I'm saying about the movie Crash, directed by David Cronenberg. So if you like this critique in this made-up communist magazine about this alternate universe version of Formula One racing, then you might like the movie Crash by David Cronenberg, because I do think it has pretty similar themes.
I can safely say the thought had never crossed my mind, Detective.
The lieutenant furrows his brow. I wonder what else is really just a metaphor for life under capitalism.
I'm sure most things are, if the young men who wrote this article are to be believed.
Well, I don't disagree.
If I had to wager, I'd say they've never even seen the inside of a motor, much less a motor race. I take whatever they write with a large grain of salt.
I don't understand why I even like Kim, because I feel like I keep being like, oh, Kim, my friend Kim, I like Kim, and then when I'm spending time with Kim keeps saying stuff that pisses me off. I don't really know what's going on with me in that regard. I know in my heart that Cindy likes women. I think you're right, Lalin. I think that your heart has a point. No problem, Faye. I totally understand if you need to, avoid spoilers, because I think that at the point where I'm at, I've definitely gotten some information that is potentially spoilery today. So, and I think I might be a bit further ahead than you are in the game. So, it might be wise to watch out.
You flip back to the front of the
But
magazine.
currently I'm just reading
The
this
table of
communist
contents
magazine.
unfolds before you.
This is the toxic yaoi prophecy. This is the thing. Like, every time I'm like, oh, maybe I should try to support toxic yaoi, what I realize is that I don't support that. I don't really like men. It's not a fun time for me. It doesn't last very long, you know what I mean? I'm like, okay, maybe on paper, like, once I will support toxic yaoi, and then I'm like, ooh, never mind. Let's see what they mean by local concerns.
Unsurprisingly, much of this section is taken up with articles declaring unqualified support for the dock workers' strike. You skim the headlines. Paint the harbor red and white. Martinez tames the wild pines. A city in revolt. First we take Martinez, then we take La Delta. Finally, there's a brief article by the writer, G. Martin, accusing the owner of the Capeside apartments of illegally attempting to evict certain communist tenants simply for not having paid their rent.
Charging rent just to live somewhere is pretty outrageous. Yeah, I agree. Fuck landlords, fuck renting. Absolutely. Wouldn't it be better for everyone if labor and capital... No. Charging rent just to live somewhere is pretty outrageous.
The writer G. Martin remarks dryly that capitalists love wealth redistribution, so long as it's only redistributed upward.
That's true.
Good thing your rent-paying days are behind you. You flip back to the front of the magazine. The table of contents unfolds before you.
Put the magazine away. So it's interesting because that comment about your rent-paying days are behind you, because I'm now staying at the that woman's shack for free, which is very generous of her. But the thing about staying at a hotel is that it's not the same as paying rent on an apartment, right? So if you live in an apartment, you live in a house, you pay rent on it. So somebody else owns it, a landlord, and you pay the landlord rent for that place. You are just paying them to stay in the place. All of the labor of maintaining the place and living in the place is labor that you do and are not paid for. When you stay in a hotel, that is a different scenario, because you're not just paying for the room, you're often also paying for the work of people who every single day clean your room. They might offer breakfast. They, there's a huge amount of labor that goes into hotels and like your stay in a hotel. So when you're paying for a hotel room, and I mean, a lot of hotels are like extortionate, and I do think that hotels can be critiqued, but it is a different situation. You're not just paying for the room, you're paying also for people's labor. Like when I'm renting my apartment, I clean, I cook, I do all of that shit. I maintain this apartment. So all I'm paying my fucking leech landlord ass for is nothing. Is fucking nothing. Right? It's slightly different in a hotel. So I don't know if we can compare the whirling in rags situation to renting exactly, just to put that out there, especially because of how this game starts with like Harry wakes up and all of the workers in the hotel are like, you've made a fucking mess of things and we have to like clean up and we have to work here, and you're being a dick. So, yeah, just to put that out there. Okay. I need to look at my to-do list. Okay, I'm waiting till 10 o'clock. I just want to do some things until 10 o'clock. We can go talk to Renee. Take us back to boarding houses and communal living with breakfast. Yes.
On second glance, someone has forgotten to properly close one of the drawers.
I don't really know much about how boarding houses work, so I can't comment, but communal living with breakfast is great. I love living with other people and cooking with other people and fairly distributing labor amongst each other. I think that's a good time.
It's unfortunate for the union to just leave their paperwork lying around like this.
Let's see what's inside, he thinks.
Open the drawer.
The drawer opens smoothly. Inside is a well-organized selection of brown folders.
No problem, Faye. Thanks for stopping by. Browse through the folders.
Hundreds of documents containing logistical data. Two kinds of transactions stand out. Materials coming into Revachol from the outside world, from Muindi, Grad, and even Ilmara, and the same materials being handed over to companies inside Revachol, Kuron, Coal City, La Delta, and Jamrock, are listed among the many districts where the imports are being sold.
Anything interesting?
It's hard to make sense of this thicket of company names, dates, quantities, and percentages. You try to focus, but the lines are getting blurry.
Volition check. Force yourself to go through the folders.
Whatever's hidden here is hidden well.
Nice.
Concentration isn't enough. Only a trained accountant with a background in logistics would be able to really make sense of it. However, there is a little handwritten note stuck on the side of the drawer.
Look at the note.
It appears to be a to-do list written in large, uneven capital letters. Remember, Leo, Everart's shoes, special whirling borscht, water Everart's plants, sweep office floor, more banners. All items on the list have been crossed out, and the note itself is crumpled.
Look, Kim, a to-do note with a list of errands for Evrart.
One of his aides must have left it. Nothing incriminating here.
The special borscht seems a bit odd in the list.
Yes, special whirling borscht. Maybe I can ask someone about that at the Whirling in Rags. Close the drawer.
The drawer slides shut smoothly.
Is that a photograph? Oh, it's another postcard. Ooh, more sunglasses. Hello. What do we have here? +1 visual calculus, -1 drama. No, give me back my nerd glasses. I realized I didn't really look around this room that much before, huh? Okay, finally another healing item. That's good. Desperate need of them. Okay, let's try this phone now.
The already familiar cold touch of plastic welcomes you as you pick up the handset. The machine swallows your coin and seems to be waiting for your next move.
Okay, interfacing check. Let your muscle memory dial a random number.
Your fingers run over the dial pad. 005. That's the dialing code for Revachol. 4952. And a moment of hesitation before entering the final numbers. 993. Calling. Calling. Still calling. Then.
Video Revachol, 24-hour video rental. You rent 8 and 10mm film for home use. This is Lummy. How may I help you?
What is this place?
Video Revachol is a 24-hour video rental. You rent 8 and 10mm film for home use. This is Lummy.
No, I meant, what is this place to me?
Sir, I don't know. It's a video rental. Maybe you rent videos here.
Do you know me?
No.
Why did I call you?
Maybe you called to extend your rental period? Do you need to extend your rental period?
Oh, video rentals, how I miss you. Physical video rentals, not fucking streaming video rentals. My name is Harry Dubois. Do you have anything in my name?
Let me fire up the machine. Dubois. Dubois. Here we are. You haven't rented anything in 5 years, but you still have a copy of Blue Ocean Hell from November 46. Whoa, not a fun film, that one.
What kind of a film is that?
It's not an easy watch. After the death of his daughter and subsequent divorce, Ziemsk immigrant Egidius Wojcik tries to come to terms with the onset of dementia.
A really nice touch to the voice acting there that you can just slightly hear him struggling to pronounce the name.
No wonder no one's been missing it. Still, it would be great if you could return it to us. We're on the corner of Voyager and Maine.
On the corner of Voyager and Maine, a large neon sign hangs on the side of a building. Video Revachol, 24 hours. It's raining and there is almost no traffic on the street. A woman's footprints in the mud lead away from the front door. Tiny heels tiptoeing down the road. Beautiful steps, light-footed, with a lifetime ahead of them. You look up, and the air seems to grow darker. Suddenly, you feel like you don't want to hear about video rentals anymore. You don't want to hear about any of it. It was all shit. It's over.
What was all shit?
It.
Kim, I feel sad about Video Reversal 24-hour.
That's enough for you today. Let's conclude this call.
We're done. Hang up the phone. Okay, is that everything in here? I think it may very well be. Let's go. Okay, I've actually got 7 minutes to 10 o'clock, so let's talk to Cindy Skull and then head to the fishing village to ask this lady about our gun. Oh, come on. There we go. Oh, Cindy Skull. I guess I can probably also talk to Joyce after talking to Evrart, but who knows. Hey, Cindy.
Hello again, officers. Have you come to admire my mural?
Is that bed in the coal room yours?
Ooh. Not only have you found my address, you've discovered my biggest secret. I'm a coal miner.
It's not the nicest place, but I guess it'll have to do.
It doesn't have to do anything at all. Nothing does. Like me. Right now, I'm doing nothing at all.
Don't you have a real home?
Does anyone in a city like this?
It's a good point, Cindy. It's a good point to an extent.
If there's pain about any particular home she's lost, she's buried it deep, fortified herself against it.
Really? You're a miner? I mean, I'm delivering that with a sarcastic tone, but I have a feeling that Harry is going to deliver it with a sincere tone.
Yes. I keep hoping a shaft will collapse on me, but somehow it never happens.
Having difficulty reading the tone of this conversation, but that's fine. Cool, I have other questions.
Shoot, Piggy. It's what you do, isn't it?
To quote Scary Movie, Cindy, this is a skeleton. This is bones. Wow, Scary Movie. I don't remember. I haven't seen I have seen it before, but I haven't seen it in a really fucking long time, so I don't remember that. But I hope that anyone who is watching who has seen Scary Movie enjoyed the Scary Movie reference. I should rewatch Scary Movie. Okay. Nothing else new to ask Cindy about, actually. Let's have a quick word with Joyce while we're here.
You're back. Good. What can I help you with?
Let's try to talk about reality again.
More lessons in basic reality? My favorite part of the day. Go ahead, ask me anything.
Ooh, okay, so the conceptualization check, I gained 2 points for Dolores Day. But it's still very low, so I'll have to come back to that. Okay.
Glad to have been of assistance. The little that I owe. Of course, Detective. You can always drop by later.
Okay. Yeah, nothing to talk to Joyce about, it seems, so... Start heading to the fishing village in a second. Let's chat to Renee real quick. That's what I was gonna do. To get us to 10 o'clock. Oh, I've just run past him, haven't I? Oh no, Renee's gone. I'll have to come back later then. Ask him about the photo. Let me sit on this bench for 15 minutes and then...
The warning.
We can sit on benches after we've solved the murder. Let's go.
You can revisit the bench if you ever need to pass the time when Lieutenant Kitsuragi is gone.
Oh, I see. I can't sit on the bench to pass time when Kim is with us. Just gonna check out if the old lady from before is around here. Because she's the one that I suspect. No? Okay, it must be a different old lady then.
The woman still has her eyes fixed on the photograph in her hands. In the background, the radio plays.
Nothing to do here. Okay, that's that, I guess. So let's head to the fishing village. It's a bit dark around here. I don't think I've really stayed out this late in the game that much. I've generally gone to bed by 10 o'clock. Trying to fix Harry's life by spending a few days going to bed by 10 o'clock and not drinking anything.